In this video, I want to cover balance. Now, I'm going to cover three main balances that take over DBR: perk balance, killer power balance, and map balance. Now, I'm probably going to make separate videos covering each of these topics more in depth, but this is just going to be an overview of them. The first topic I want to cover is going to be perk balance. Overall, perk balance has gone a lot better these past few months, and I see it continuing to get better and better, with the Dead Hard rework coming soon or already out depending on when I get this video finished. I feel like the game's perk balance will be in an amazing state, but I have to cover a certain meta that has arisen: gen rushing. Now, gen rushing is in all games, but like, you shouldn't already know this. But in DBR, it's very, very strong. With shocking surprise, the rain being added, as well as buffs to medical remains, gen rushing is in the meta, resulting in fast games where one person runs a looping build and the rest run a gen rush build, and all the generators are gone in 5 minutes. But then we also have to cover killer perks. Killer perks are in a special state, in my opinion, not as powerful as survivor perks, yet they still make a difference. With survivors, some perks feel like powers, but with killer's perks, it just feels like perks, small little upsides. Although this doesn't mean that survivors are insanely powerful, though. In fact, I would say I agree with one of my friends who works on the game, Vix, who says the game isn't really one sided. Which you would be thinking, why? If survivor perks are just so much better, how is it not survivor side? We're going to go into the next topic: power balance. Now, my opinions on killers have certainly changed a lot over this year. Some of it from changes and some of it from experience. And I have to say, the devs have done a damn good job at making something balanced yet so overpowered. At the same time, it feels overpowered on the survivor side, and I'll give them credit. Psychopath really is just an M1 killer with a win button. But as the killer, sometimes you feel like your power just isn't strong enough. On both sides, it's this greed for a change to buff your side. As a killer main, you feel like you barely get the job done with your power, or perhaps your power just can't do it. But as a survivor main, you feel like every single killer, except for Trapper, needs a nerf. There's been quite a few efforts to somehow balance this, yet in my opinion, it just never works. Both sides will always want more, and they won't stop until the other side is so much weaker than them. Sometimes these beliefs and opinions root from things that just aren't true. And a key factor that contributes to this is maps. Obviously, the maps are amazing, especially design. I love, like, Blox Asylum. But there's the obvious issue of map balance. Take Blox Asylum, like I just mentioned. It's an insanely large, indoor, multi-floor map with a bunch of safe loops and rooms. This map is survivor side no matter what killer you play on. But for Ninja and Hillbilly, this is especially high end. These killers both excel in open maps with not that many tight areas. But that's the exact opposite of Blox Asylum. What I'm trying to say here is if you play Ninja for the first time ever on Blox Asylum with no add-ons, you're going to be destroyed. And then you're going to whine about how Ninja needs a buff. Now, is this true? Absolutely not. He's an S tier killer. But certain map balances and perk builds, as well as just how good the other team can make you feel like you are powerless and these killers need a buff. But that's actually false. That's how some of these just appear, and you're left here wondering, how are they this dense? Like, if you see a person say Nurse is the worst killer, don't dog on them, hear them out, and then give your side of the argument. Now, that's all I have to cover. If you have anything you would like to say or add on to, comment section is right down there. You can type up a essay about how I'm actually wrong about all this. And that's gonna be the end. Some people who helped during the making of this are Vix, a good friend, and Henry, who is another good friend and fellow content creator.